Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Dalen, thank you. Hey, Encola. Hey, Unsolved with Barb. From Craft and Chat. Hello. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone. I'll turn my camera on in just a second. So, okay. I need some caffeine, you guys. I have been busy already, like, since I woke up. All up in this Wells mess. Oh, I'm gonna put the link in chat too. This is open panel, open discussion. So anyone is welcome up here. Just keep it respectful is all I ask. We will chit chat. I have so much that I have to tell you guys, but I'm really I'm anxious. I don't want to say too much because I'm doing a show tonight. I Monday night while doing Mr. Shares Live, I started really thinking differently and stuff. So I have been in very steady contact, video calls and that with the Wells, both Wells. And we'll talk about it tonight and how everyone's kind of taking, people who have credentials and stuff, we're just trusting these people and taking it as Bible and running with it. And we're incriminating somebody, even me, guilty of doing it, and forgetting that it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I think we've all forgotten that in this case. Because we have these professionals that are homicide detectives and all that who are weighing in, and we're forgetting. We're already incriminating, guilty, guilty, guilty. Again, I'm guilty of that, but I've been switching it around this week, and we'll say what Chris says. What is his motto? It's not up to me to incriminate or to point fingers, right? That's what he says. But what is he doing? Because it's not what he says, in my personal opinion. And not to be mean or anything, but I mean, I can't be the only one thinking that. When his motto is, I am not here to incriminate or point fingers. You're right. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You are retired, but he absolutely is incriminating Don Wells. Is anybody else picking up on that? Hey, Robin. Hey, Vintage Ink. Julie. Spread love, not hate. Hello. Jalen, we love you. Hey, Don K. Awesome. Absolutely here for summer, and that's what it should be about. I get that. I have changed my thoughts of the way I'm thinking. I think Chris is taking advantage of the Wells. Yes, he did. He absolutely did, and he's continuing. He's still editing things and still not done with putting stuff up on Don. So, we'll get more into it tonight. But what I've gone ahead and done is I've been for days on the phones with attorneys, and I have found one that the Wells are meeting with on Friday morning. I've set it all up for them because no matter what, I mean, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So they deserve that fairness, can we say without a reasonable doubt? I guess when we look at it, we can't. And it's interesting because I look at Mr. Cher, and if you know his thoughts and theories on the Watts, he's like, Chris did this, he's a psycho, he snapped, he killed his family, he's a psycho, he's where he belongs, right? But then here's with the Wells, and he is actually thinking he has more thoughts. It's possible Don is completely innocent and just looks bad, and it's easy to pin it on him. So for me, that kind of lets me say, like, wow, here's, Mr. Scher. I think he thinks very reasonably. Chris is super guilty in the Watts case, but not so much Don in this case to him. So it just really makes me even question my own thoughts then. And then having all of these professional, retired detectives who all of them can't even get on the same page. So yeah, I had to change my way of thinking a little bit and at least make it fair. Yes, I did, Lola. In fact, he's talking to me very openly about that. And yeah, that's all I'll say. I am aware. He's been 100% open about that. I think it's encouraging people to insinuate. Absolutely. I mean, throwing in things like, I think he's in that shed. He knew what was going to happen as soon as he had that video up and all of us saw the whole shed thing. Now, he didn't say Don was in the shed, right? But he sure had it set up like, and most of us believing, okay, well, he's hiding on there. Why would Don hide on his property when he isn't convicted of anything? He knows his wife is doing this interview. What would make him go run and hide on his own property? You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand. So, I mean, I don't know. Even if he was or wasn't, I don't see what that would even have to do with anything. Maybe he just didn't want to be on the camera. Jeez. Cher just watched video that is very disturbing with Chris in it. Ooh, Don, yeah. There's some things I've seen too. What retired police officer inserts themselves, then makes profit from a child who is missing? Yeah. And he's partners with a whole lot of people. I mean, he makes banks. You can't even chat in his chat. Every single chat that without paying. Every single one. Yeah, there's more. Oh, is that tonight? I may have to switch my show time then. I think like he was on Michael Crow case, we just sat and watched him. Ooh, Elizabeth, I agree with that. It doesn't look good. His past does not look good, okay? But ah, it doesn't. It doesn't look good. I don't know what more I can say. He's made mistakes, but I think it's important to, if Candace or Don or the grandma, whoever is guilty, if guilty, um, I have to stand by and at least try not to incriminate. It is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I try and help innocent and wrongful charges of people in prison. And here I am taking retired people's things as Bible and I'm incriminating, and so is everybody else. And that's wrong. So I'm trying to catch myself and do better. I'm human. I've said terrible things and they all know, and I've apologized because it's not right, you know. Don K, will you send me that video? Don, and you have been a really good friend to Candace, and I think that is awesome of you, by the way. I wasn't really sure at first what to think, but again, I am human and I'm a mother and I fly off the cuff. I go off emotion right away, and it doesn't mean it's right though. Nellie, I love you. I hope you're feeling well. Hey, Lynn, where did that just go? Darn it. Why is Chris making all this financial profit and not even put up billboards or print flyers? Right. While Don's past is very bad, his admission of essay of younger people in his family earlier in his life, but that doesn't make him a murderer. Thank you. Absolutely. And here's the thing, he's admitting to these things and he's not proud of these things. But, when this started, I have to say, Don admits it. He's been very open and honest and to my face, well, as in my face as we can get. It's video chat. Okay. So I'm not like sitting in the same room with them, but it's a video chat. So it's as close as I can get from being in a different country. And I'm telling you, he looks me in my eyes, and either I'm very, very easily manipulated, even when I know all the red flags to look for. Um, I don't know. It's enough for me to feel in my heart, anyways, like, okay, Sherry, you can't be like incriminating. Like, this isn't fair. This isn't right. Um, so I'm just going to go by what Chris says his motto is, and I am not here to point fingers or incriminate. That's not what he is doing, in my personal opinion. That's not what he's doing. He is absolutely incriminating Don. He is, okay? There's no getting around it. And I don't I don't like it. It's made me see more. And then again, Mr. Share, of course. And it's just not right. I was more than happy to help set up some meetings with attorneys. I let the attorneys know, like, they've been so open and honest that they've been doing all these interviews. You know, if they had something to hide, do you really think they would have let him walk in that house? I just want to like point that out. Do you think that Chris went in with the attitude that we're all seeing on his video, which is very against Don? There's no hiding that. He thinks Don is guilty. Okay, that's clear to see. Do you think he portrayed that to Don and Candace, though, to get those interviews? Hmm? Do you really think that man would have those interviews and be allowed at that house if that's what he was portraying to them? Because I'm telling you, that's not what happened. He pretended to, he put on an act, you know? Bitter pill to swallow, hello. And hello, anyone coming in. Not true. I typed in his chat. I'm not a member. Well, then that's new, Lola, because every chat that I've watched, and I've watched every interview, the only chats he opens up are the ones where it's like not the interview with people. The after chats, I think, might not be member only, but every live I've caught in where it's an interview with Candace or anyone, it's all members only. Most of them. And I'm not going to say all of the interviews are good for some purposes. I think some of it was good for us to see because, he was right. It did make me see Candace differently. So I don't want this to be all bashing Chris, because Chris is just, I'll look at him kind of like, I'll say like an armchair detective, not he, like Alan, armchair detective, where he's just doing what he does, that, and on his platform, and that's that. But I would, and I've thought about this, guys. I had another live set up and I deleted it because I know that if I say anything against this or the interviews or whatever, I realize it's not popular and that I am going to make people mad. I am going to lose subscribers and all of that. And that's okay, because I am not here either to trash Chris, but I wouldn't be true to me if I didn't tell you guys what I'm thinking and how I feel from these interviews, whether he is liked by a million people or not. I'm not going to just hide what I think. And also, my platform has always been a place for everyone to have their voice and say their side. So I at least have to stay true to that too. At 7 p.m. Okay. All right. So maybe maybe I should wait because I had mine for 6:30. So either maybe I should do mine a little bit earlier or I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll figure it out, you guys. It's not white knighters of sexual abuse. I am a victim of sexual abuse, Lola. Okay? So I'm sorry you feel that way. Tammy Ayo, I love you. Yeah, Dalen. I mean, he did what he thought was right, and that's okay. He did what he does on his platform. I'm the interviews I took away some positives, but there was a lot of negative that I'm also taken away. And I'm going to be honest. I do not think everything that man says is Bible, and I do think it's wrong to basically be incriminating him on his platform. That's not okay with me. And that's my own personal opinion. So I mean, I'm willing, I'm I'm aware everyone's not going to be on board with it and they're not going to like it. I'm aware I'm going to lose subscribers, but for me, while I love having the support, it is quality over quantity. I want to be able to speak the truth and how I feel, whether it's against somebody that's shit, even if it was a class A celebrity or something, you know, but I know many people love him and take his word as Bible. And again, I will repeat, not everything he says is wrong or bad. I do agree with some. You see what I'm saying? I just don't agree with it all. He placed blame on a 5-year-old, his stepsister. Well, Lola, when I talked to him, he wasn't placing the blame all on her. He was taking the blame. We'll get more into that on a whole different show because that's not what this is really about. But I actually beg to differ because no, he fully took blame with me. Eye contact, everything, and said it wasn't right. But you know, he wasn't really that old. And I want to remind everyone, these things are taught. Abuse is a taught cycle that goes back generations. It's a cycle that usually has to be broken and is very hard to break. Don was molesting as a child. Not just Don. Let me tell you, well, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. But no, he's not just placing the blame. He is also taking blame. And that I can say. I like to come on your panel and come craft and chat with us, Sally-Ann. Yeah, absolutely. Let me put like right now or when I do like really getting into. Okay, there's the link. Sorry, I didn't get it in there. I am a mod on Craft and Crime Chat with Sally-Ann, and we run by the same policy, honey. Totally agree with that. Awesome, Jan. Have you seen Chris on the Stephanie Crow case? I have not. Well, that's awesome, Dee Dee. I hope he does that. That is great. That's awesome. I'm in Canada. This is providing a platform for speculation and incrimination. I agree, Elizabeth. That's Archie. Listen with your eyes closed. Oh, thanks, Miss Mola. Absolutely discussion, different thoughts and opinions. And again, I think the interviews were good because I did take away some good things.
Is she on
Absolutely
stream?
Discussion, different thoughts and opinions. And again, I think the interviews were good because I did take away some good things.
I'm on the.
Oh, you gotta mute the YouTube part, hon.
Yeah, hang on.
Because I did take away some good.
There we go.
How are you?
Right.
Can you see chat?
I can. 2 seconds. Let me just go over to that one. So okay. I can see chat on that one. So hey, my gang's live on YouTube as well. On Zoom. Sorry, tell a lie. Yeah. I'm from Come Craft and Chat with Sally-Ann, and like you, we're backing Candice all the way. A lot of people don't like the fact that we do.
Yeah.
But I don't care because I'm there for her. You know, that all this running around saying, oh, he was in the shed and Robin just said, "We down the truth." Yeah, we want to be there for the truth. You know, have I frozen? Yeah, the gang is here. They're all behind me. Look at them. But yeah, we just sat and watched. What's his face? Michael Crow case where I done where Chris was interrogating him, and I've watched the Hunter video, and all you're getting is leading, and then what, and then what, and he's leading all the time, and I didn't like that first interview I saw with them. So he's big out there. He's got a huge following. We're only little, but we're just there for Candace, you know, and Don. You know, not everybody might look. Yeah, we've lost loads of subs as well, but I don't care. That's not what we're here for. We're here for Dawn is in close contact with Candice, and like I say, if you don't like it, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the backside on the way out, because you know, whatever happens, even if, God forbid it, even if they were involved in this,
that's not up for us to incriminate them. That's not our job. That's up for a judge and a jury to figure out with all of the evidence. And
innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty, and we have to keep reminding ourselves of that. I'm guilty of this. I absolutely incriminated Robin, Dawn, Candace, Grandma. I mean, we've all incriminated everybody now. Is it just like, I mean,
I mean, even I mean, I've got two girls who are now grown up. They're 27 and 22. But you know, hey, I wouldn't leave them just going around the corner for a packet of fags. But you know that.
Lola Rue, I'm sorry that you aren't liking this. You can click off if you would like, or if you would respectfully like to come up here and say like anything about your opinions and thoughts on this. Why are you so upset? I mean, we will hear it out, but we're just here to remind people it is innocent. If any of them are guilty, if Dawn is guilty, or if Candace is guilty, or if they are both guilty, that will come out one day. That's not what we are here to do. I can't keep incriminating when at the same time I'm helping an innocent man named Kevin, who is in prison as an innocent man, and I help other people with wrongful charges. So that makes me a hypocrite. If here I am, I'm incriminating Don. He looks guilty. Look at that rap sheet. He's guilty, or Don, or Candace, and whatever. But then here I am trying to help other people on other things. It's not aligning. I'm preaching over here, innocent till proven guilty, innocent and facts and evidence. But that's not what I'm doing when I'm incriminating, because I'm listening to retired detectives.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't have a past?
Right. And a burglary 30 years ago doesn't mean that he, I mean, killed Summer, or what are we even saying? Because there is no body. There's nothing found to even say that.
And this is, I went into AD's channel the other day, because they've started on the Wells case, because obviously the what's is, you know, but I was like, there is no crime scene. A crime scene is where a crime has happened. The house is not a crime scene. There is no crime scene. And he was shouting me down, and I'm like, but there is no crime scene. You know, we've been looking at all different, haven't we, girls? We've been looking at all different things, and you know, I can't remember what the girl's name was, but there was a girl that was abducted by her uncle, and she was found dead. But when we looked at the map, it looked like it was miles away, but it was only 9 miles away from where Summer is. And there's abandoned cottage, housing and stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen them mix up charges. They're mixing his son's charges up with his and running off. So Don's been charged with sexual assault before. No, it was his son. Son was 19. I mean, I think people, and again, I don't know what people want. Honey.
It's a witch hunt, isn't it?
This family is full of history of sexual abusers. Candace's uncle, a violent sexual. Okay, Lola. Okay. So again, this type of behavior is learned. Okay. If anything, I think Don and Candace need a good therapist, because I don't think people is treating people right. I don't think they're talking right at all. Again, we're just so tunnel vision. We want to see somebody put away for something we don't even know what happened, and we're willing to just, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Just like we all said about, what was that name? Sean Casey. He was guilty. He killed his wife and took the baby, right? But it wasn't him. We all said guilty, guilty, guilty. Looked into his past too. Thank you, Archie.
Yeah, I mean, it's where you gone? Where you gone? You run off and left me. Show, come back. You ran away and left me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's and thinking about it, gee, you have to think about it too. Do you really think that Chris went and that Don and Candace wanted to do these interviews, and that Chris was talking the way that he is on his channel, and that they allowed this man and was like, yep, this is approved media, this is the one to go to?
Because he seemed to be, when you look at it, when he was taking all those interviews from them, he seemed to be the only big influencing channel out there to be on their side. And we as a channel, we were going, oh yeah, Chris is good. And then all of a sudden it was like, God, talk about make me eat my hat.
And some of the stuff Chris did and showed were good. It was helpful for me anyways. I took some good away from it, but there's a lot of bad. Also, Tammy, my sister, I love you. And Amy Dunn, I like that comment. We don't always agree, or you don't agree with me, but you can't condemn a man for murder when nothing has been proven yet. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. There is no victims advocate for them. They don't write a handbook on what to do in these cases. Don K. writes, and I could see that they were lost after having my first video conversation with them, and right away I was like, this is such an unfair fight for them. I right away started calling criminal defense attorneys for Don.
Yeah. And thank you for that. I mean, we're stuck in the UK, and it's hard.
He has a meeting on Friday morning with the one that I really liked, because what I liked is I called a few, and the one really, they knew all about the case, right? So I got the hint. They were pretty excited. I called and wanted to be in the limelight, but I also got the hint that he had already had his own theory. And so I just said, sorry, I'm calling someone else. And I did. And this attorney that he is meeting with on Friday morning has not even actually heard about anything. He was on the phone with me Googling them. So he had no knowledge till my phone call.
That's brilliant.
So I think it's only fair to at least help. I mean, this has to be done right. I can't fight we have a messed up justice system, and then here I am being a part of making it a messed up justice system.
Well, it all comes down to the witch hunting, doesn't it? It's like they've got no one to blame, so they're going to blame the nearest one. just because he has a past doesn't mean people can change. You know, they say lepers never change their spots. They do sometimes, you know, and somewhere along the cycle, these cycles have to stop. So who's to say that Don hasn't stopped that cycle from the families? He might well have stopped it and gone, this isn't happening to these kids.
Yeah.
But
and when you are born into that rough life, you do get a record because you're doing stupid things. You are. I'm sorry, you are. And the sexual assault, you guys, I've lived through it. I know it well. So I'm not taking this lightly. I don't think what has happened is good. I'm not approving it. That's not at all. But I'm seeing, because I have lived it, I was born into it. I have to. I think I know. I don't even know how to say it. Like, I know a little bit more, I think, than just, oh, he's a sex offender, bad Don, whatever. I understand more of being born into a rough life and being taught these behaviors and thinking that this is normal. And I guess I'm a little more understanding of the situation, and I'm not condoning it in any way, shape, or form. I just understand it, I think, a little more.
That is the thing, isn't it? Don's admitted it. She said it. So we know it's all out there in the open. So let's deal with that after we've got Summer back. You know, Summer is the most important thing in this. I know what happened all those years ago because something happened to me. I know, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, at this moment in time, the most important thing is getting Summer home and safe. Yeah. So all these things that they're trying to push up now, it's not happening. It's not helping. It's not helping.
Like, we're bringing up stuff from 40 years ago. 40 years ago. The man is, I mean, yeah.
I mean, those kids are probably the most well-mannered.
That's the thing, too. I noticed the dogs and the cats all looked healthy. They were very sweet, non-aggressive. That opened my eyes to something. And the boys, people are saying, oh, I don't think they had food. That's why they got taken away. They were starving. No, those boys did not look starving to me.
Nor did Summer. You know, she's a healthy little 5-year-old. Christ, if they'd seen my eldest at 5, they'd have said I starved her. But if they'd seen my youngest at 5, they'd have said I overfed her. You know, the kids, in my opinion, look absolutely brilliant and healthy, and they're loved. I mean, they've got their computer games. They've got, you know, so okay. The house isn't brilliant. Whose house is?
I can't even. That's a distraction. That has nothing to do with it. That's a distraction. They live in a rural area in the country. I'm a country girl. I have kids. My yard wasn't always pretty either.
No, exactly.
Oh, God.
I've got big trouble.
Don Keller, hello, can you hear us?
Dawn.
I'm not sure if you're in chat, whoever it is. Okay. If you're in chat, whoever just texted me, if I could name the attorney, I'm not going to do that yet because it's just a meeting that's set up to see what we can do if the attorneys are able to help. It's just the initial consultation right now. So I'm not willing to say that. I'm willing to say I helped set this up. Anything else to do with the attorney is going to be from Don and the attorney. I let them know that if they would want me to do shows and help with crowdfunding for a retainer for Candace and Don to get a good attorney. He is 5-star rating, or 4.9, sorry. I will do that also. This is about bringing Summer home and not making somebody guilty before this is all set. That's not our job as professionals, and so that's what they need is the attorney behind them. So I'm not going to name names of who it is. That's if I'm told on Friday, hey, we got this, and we can say it, I'll say it. But right now, I can't or won't.
Yeah, be nice in the comments.
Because I don't want young people calling them either.
I have airplanes flying over, so.
Oh. Yeah, and that attorney will get a million phone calls and be harassed, and I just don't want to do that.
Could you imagine it? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's down to
great question. I did let them know that it's very high profile, so they would absolutely be making a name for themselves by just even being behind them. And I did let them know that as of right now, there's no money. So, and they were still willing to go and meet. So they're aware of all of that. So we'll see what happens.
Dawn's having trouble.
I guess so.
Yeah. She's always coming out on me and freezing like.
That's how I feel a little, Dalen. I don't feel as though everyone was treated as a suspect. I feel as though right away he went in there already feeling like it was Don and trying to be Don's friend to his face. Oh, Don, I'm sorry. Don't worry about planes driving by, girl. Just get up here and stay up here. Amy Kessinger. Are you related to NK in any way? Just wondering.
Huh?
There we go.
Yeah, I'm back. I keep getting knocked off.
Oh,
yeah, sure. He's so cute. Yeah, when we do the lives with Sally, and we have animals everywhere. Between her cats and Robin's dogs and pig and Jan's dog and my cat and dog, and the hedgehog's quiet though, so.
No, even she makes noises, let's face it.
So Don, what do you think so far? I know you've been there from the start, really. You befriended Candace.
Yeah. I've talked to her and video chatted with her, and people say, well, she doesn't cry, da, da, da. If you look at pictures, still pictures, like the one they show of her and Don at like the table or so whatever, she was crying there. She's cried to me numerous times.
I saw her very upset last night after the prayer circle. In fact,
I just
walked away, and Don finished the conversation with me. But she was extremely, extremely upset. I said, "You are one strong chick. You know, keep it up."
Yeah.
It gets harder every day. It gets harder for her. There was a video up where people were trying to make it sound like Don wasn't Summer's father, but it was a stupid twist at the end, saying God is Summer's father. But, you know, it was a play to, oh my God, what? You know, a trick. But you know how people go. They're going to take just that one part, or maybe not even finish, where he's like, Summer's not the father? Oh my gosh, click off that video and go start spreading that rumor.
Yeah.
That pissed
Candace off so bad last night. Tammy's asking what the attorney's for.
Well, what do you think?
I felt that they should have an attorney because they are being incriminated. The attorney is somebody that I hope will stand behind them in the public as the cameras are following them around and give them legal advice on what to do. What else would the attorney be for? And I don't give a shit if you give me a thumbs down, by the way. The thumbs down is helpful to my channel.
Exactly.
You're giving me the view, the thumbs down. Yeah. Hey, ladies, do you mind? Can you chat here for a minute? I have Don calling me right now. I'm going to take the call.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. Thanks.
No, I've been with Candace and everything. I talked to her in the beginning. Yeah, sure. The first few days I was like, oh, you know, this, that, and the other. And then I stopped and I looked at all the comments that people were leaving on her Facebook pages under pictures of the children and her. And people don't realize that later on, that stays there, and her sons are going to see that. And God help if Summer comes home, that's always going to be there. And those are, there are special pictures that she has and stuff. And even though it's public, I don't think people should be going in there. And I messaged her, and I've talked to Candy also, her mom, and I mean, I can't see chat, so, but
no, I can see it. We're all right.
I've talked to Candy, and I said, people are saying things about you going out of state. She said, because I didn't do anything, and neither did my daughter. She said, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous that you get drugged through the mud, your name and everything. And what happens later on if she is presumed missing, abducted, and people are, trashing them, saying they're doing drugs and meth and all this other stuff, and they're slandering them, basically. So put yourself in that position. If that happened to you, your name would be mud throughout your entire small town that you live in.
Mm.
And people are going to look at you in a total different light. So you're ruining reputation.
I don't know, Tammy. Who is this Don B that everybody's going on about?
Huh?
That Don B, wee Scottish meow. Who's Don Beckham?
I don't know. I can't see chat. But and then another thing about, a creator going after Rose Meyer for a GoFundMe and doxing her family and everything, that was totally wrong. AB did that, and I'll tell you that right now. You can go watch the stream, and I don't care. You can come for me all you want.
The thing is, there's so many channels out there, and then the big channels that are hating. Well, go on hating if that's the way you want to be. Then carry on. But this isn't doing Summer any justice at all. If these people that are that all the slander they're putting out there, if they put half of that energy into either raising money or helping in the search of Summer, then that would be a better thing. Sort out all the rubbish after.
Plus, Sally, there was 2 GoFundMe set up for the family to help them, and with help of that other channel and a bunch of people, it got shut down, which I think is wrong. I mean, you look at Madeleine McCann.
Yeah.
That woman, they collected all this money and everything, and she purposely left her the bungalow or whatever while they were eating dinner.
Absolutely right, Dawn.
But that's okay. That's okay.
If she'd done it here in the UK, she'd have been done for it. But yeah, Tammy, I totally agree with you. You've got to keep an open mind, and it's that innocent until proven guilty.
Right. And there's channels that go out there and they started out, well, they're guilty, blah, 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 blah. They did this, they did that. Oh, and then they changed their mind. But then in between that, you hear them saying, well, you need to come forward. You're guilty. It's like you change the narrative halfway through, and they start putting the blame on, on the family, and stuff. And we weren't there. We don't know what happened. Okay? The timeline, we don't have all the 911 calls. Candace put her phone down on Don's truck because Don had the Subaru that day.
Mm-hmm.
Her phone that she had did not reach 911 service. And there is a proven, I found it, it is proven that if you have a phone and you don't have service on your phone, you still cannot reach 911.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in that area, and even the police said it, that they have problems with 911 service in that area and calls. And there has been something put out there that if you have a phone, even if you have minutes on it or whatever, or if it's dead, you cannot reach 911 in that area, or period. So that's why she grabbed her mom's phone. And the dispatcher was saying mom went on a walk, they were getting 2 phone calls. Candace, seeing that Summer was missing, she went looking. She grabbed the kids, her mom. She called the neighbors to come help. They searched for a little while. You lose track of time when that happens. You feel like it's taking forever when it could only be seconds. So you really don't know. She got in her truck. She drove up and down deep in the holler and stuff. She came back and called Don. She didn't want to freak him out first until she looked. So you got a time there I'd say between 5 and 6:30 when the phone call was made to Don. And it is proven that Don can get home faster than the police got there if he takes certain roads. And he was doing over the speed limit. If you've ever lived in a rural area, your back roads, they're 55 miles an hour. If they're not marked, it's 55. But if you're doing over, he could definitely got there before the police did. And
Yeah,
Candace pulled in the driveway.
Sorry, really quick before I forget to answer that question, people get mad at me. I've talked to a few locals that say there are no real billboards up or posters really anywhere, that they've seen a few. That is not all on Candace.
No, it's not.
Helped multiple. So, and no, she doesn't have a stack of fires in her car. I've literally asked to see. So, no. Absolutely, Dalen. You'll be welcome no matter what.
And I talked to Candace also too, and I had asked her. I said, "What's this rumor about you supposedly going to the smoke shop and buying a glass pipe?" She said, "I didn't buy a glass pipe."
I want to say something about that. We all know I indulge in marijuana, and I have a glass pipe.
Right.
It's a one hitter. And my friends have joked that it does. I mean, people joke that the little glass one hitter, like 2 hits in it, they look like crack pipes, but it's a fucking pipe for marijuana.
The thing is, marijuana is illegal in the state of Tennessee, but CBD is not. And Delta 8 is considered a CBD. It's got 3% THC, and that's what she smoked. Okay? So there's where your drug test
marijuana. That's beside the case and has nothing to do with anything.
Right. Big deal. I mean, it's CBD. It's sold and in the shop down there because that's all they can sell, and it can only have a certain percent of THC in it for it to be legal as CBD. That's what it was. It's called Delta 8. Look it up.
Right, Rose. Nothing wrong with it. I did put the link in there, Amy.
Well, I'm gonna drop out, so you've got room for somebody else to come in. But
we still got lots more room. We got room for 10 people up here. So
yeah, sure can load them up.
Right, and that's too many possibilities, right? So we can't say. Yes, a chillum, a glass chillum. Thank you, Elizabeth. I couldn't think of the name. I didn't want to. Glass chillum. Yes.
Yeah, chillum pipe.
When I heard that going around, I just thought that was ridiculous. I mean, do you think she was going to be that dumb to be in a store scene in public buying that?
Up.
For God's sake, she was worried about her mum picking flowers out of a public park.
Yeah, it's illegal.
That she's crazy enough to go and do. How could you? I mean, I don't know.
They think she's a criminal. They're criminal masterminds. They could, kill a child, dispose of the body, and nobody find it. It's here. Well, you know what? Decomposing body does smell after a while.
Hey,
and then you get buzzards and animals.
Oh, did she drop out?
No, she's there.
Oh, okay. Good.
Can you hear me, Cher?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I can't hear anything else. So I just wanted to say I am firm in my belief that something terrible has happened, but I'm not going to sit here and say Dawn did this absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. Okay.
Right.
But I'm very concerned for Candace. Because of my past experience. I was in a very abusive relationship for a very, very long time, and I could not get out. So I see a lot of the same signs that were present in my own situation. That's what concerns me.
Yeah, I see that too.
And from the beginning of this, I told everybody that would listen, I have a bad feeling this is going to be another Chris Watts case.
I hope not. Yeah.
In pretty much every form and fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see and have seen some red flags. But to be honest, and with the Watts case too, when you dig into people and their past, it's very easy to incriminate all of them. Everybody looks a suspect. Everybody has red flags. Everybody is, depending on which damn detective you get too, it's going to be different. Because if we're listening to these retired professionals, there's some that will incriminate Don immediately, some who wouldn't. So that tells me also that really all depends on who somebody has and who they're incriminating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just such a mess in my head. I see all the red flags people are talking about, but I see red flags in every single person we're digging into, though. Grandma, even some church people, you know? So if we're going with that, again, I have to say, I can't say without a reasonable doubt. And that's what it's supposed to be. The justice system is proven you're innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, from where I see it, yes, I listen to pretty much everything about it, but at the same time, it's so hard to weed through all the BS and just the dramaness that it's almost gotten to be too much for me myself. I mean, I'm triggered by a lot of things that have been said, so I just have a lot of issues, but I'm so number one, it's terrible to say, but I'm thankful the boys are not there.
And I am too. I'm thankful for that for a lot of reasons, because there's a lot of psychos driving around the house, and I just think it's a rough time. I feel horrible for Candace, I do. But I do think that was a smart move, but so does Dawn and Candace. They think that it's safe right now.
Yeah.
That it is safer. Am I right, Dawn?
There's been people in their woods, you know, and Candace is at night sometimes by herself. I'm on the phone with her, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. Don's still at work, and she's like, you know, the doors are locked and everything else and stuff. And I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "I hear people out in my woods," and she's called the police, and they just brush it off. Nobody comes to help them.
And how much danger are they in now, especially that the boys aren't there? You know, there's so many haters out there now. God forbid it, you know. Yes, it was great that the boys are safe for being away, but just the thought, like you just said, Dawn, people in the woods. Oh my God, you know.
Right, because now everybody knows, thanks to video.
I love Dawn. She jumps in, jumps out.
There. Yeah, everybody now knows every way into their property because of the videos.
Okay, now I went to the similar thing. If Dawn cheated last year, has she been questioned? Dawn didn't cheat last year.
They're talking about.
That was a misunderstanding, you guys. There was marital problems, yes, There was a misunderstanding because she heard a woman's voice and thought that something was going on. Okay, that was whatever. And again, something that has nothing to do with Summer Wells, people.
Yep. I mean, it's like that, Alison.
Pulling in, domestic things that happens with them, okay. But this has nothing to do with Summer being missing.
I mean, who gets on all the time anyway with their spouses?
I mean, if it's tied into that eventually down the road, fine. We can all say, oh my gosh, this and this and this. But until then, we should not be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We should be having an open mind, and I'm sure I've already lost hundreds of subscribers by now, and I really don't care because I can only do right what's in my heart of how I feel good. It feels right to me, and that's all I can do.
I've only got a few hundred anyway, Cher. Like I say, as long as the door hits them on the backside on the way out, I don't care.
Wait, what is your channel name?
Come craft and chat with Sally Ann.
Can someone please, one of the mods, please find the channel link and share it in chat?
So I have a question for you guys. With the boys, has anybody said if they've been talked to more in depth about breaking the cycle?
We can't talk to anything about the boys. They're not allowed to discuss the boys at all.
Minors, yep.
I just didn't know if anything come out like from a leak in the PD or whatever.
No, not to my knowledge. All I know is they were taken from the house and they are in protective custody, but not allowed to speak on them because there's a gag order on that.
I mean, all we know now is the boys are safe. And all we need to do is look for Summer.
And they're together, supposedly.
Okay, what's the question? Am I unbiased? I mean, I have my thoughts and opinions, some of which have changed. Voices Behind the Wall, your previous videos, you were biased and convinced Dawn and Candace were guilty. Yep, I've said that. Yes. May I ask what changed this opinion? Is it by speaking to them? I do speak to them. And some of my opinions have been changed. Some of them have not. But I mean, I'll keep repeating it. It's not up to me. It's up to me to know in my heart that I feel proper justice is in play. And it's because of the other things that I do for other people. I have to. I can't be a hypocrite. I have to. So I did. You're right. You're absolutely right. I was incriminating, and they are aware of that. And it was wrong. It was wrong. And so I am changing. Because I realize what I've been doing is wrong, if that makes sense to your question. And so I just want to do what I feel is right so that we want proper justice here. Whatever happened, whoever did it, it has to be proper justice, and then we go from there. Right now, there's no crime scene. There's no Summer alive or dead. There's too many people that I feel like are taking advantage of lights, camera, action, and more worried about that than actual proper justice. So I'm kind of waking up in the last few days, and like I said, let's say a month from now, a week from now, however long from now it comes out and Dawn is guilty or Candace is guilty. Maybe both are guilty, or Grandma, whoever. Somebody's guilty and somebody is being charged for this, right? Or whatever happened, because we don't even know what this is yet. Then that's when we can be doing this finger pointing and incriminating. That's when we should be doing it.
I mean, I did when we sort of not first heard about it, but a few weeks ago on my channel, we were talking about it, and I was saying, could it be this second drowning scenario? And why is she laid up against that and this, that, and the other? And it wasn't until I started really looking into it, and I thought, hang on a minute, just hang on, put the brakes on, stop and look at the whole picture. Because she went underwater, she didn't go underwater, she went underwater. I mean, when Chasing Truths, when she went through that hunter interview, and I was like, wow. And then you got Alison going, oh, she's a bad mother. If she's that bad, Alison, why did you let your son go with her?
Yep.
Question.
Yep.
No one asked her that.
See, when it comes to the Allie Hunter interviews, I only believe maybe a tenth of what was said. Maybe. Only because parts of what Hunter said make sense. Where there's other things that people are saying that make no sense at all. Like, how can you make one leap to this completely far off point and expect all of us to get behind you and understand where you're coming from and all of that? It doesn't make sense. And 9 times out of 10, what is the most logical is typically the right answer. Typically. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's not always something crazy had to have happened.
Right.
I think, I don't know. I think that the thing that I seem to be stuck on is I think that Summer went out around where the puppies were, and whoever's been waiting in line has taken her then. Because they love animals, don't they? They all love the animals. And what little 5-year-old kitty doesn't love a little puppy, And somebody could have quite easily come along and gone, I've got some, I know it's classic, I've got some puppies at home. Would you like to come and see them?
The other thing is also, Candace also said if she went outside and was around where the puppies were at, you can see her from the road. I've seen pictures. She showed me that. The puppies just started to come out. So Mama was very protective while Chris was there. She was the brown dog that was running in front of him barking. She had those puppies. And people saying she got 20 dogs on her property. She has 7 to 10 dogs. And the others, people drop off. They come out of the woods. You've seen it when Chris was there. The puppies and the mama stay under the house. She has 2 kittens that somebody dropped off that should not be away from their mom. So I've been helping her, how to take, with them and everything. And, it's people, are sending her things. I sent her, we were talking the other day because of the coloring I do and stuff. And I have a cursey word coloring book. And I sent her one that says, I'm a good mom, but I curse a lot. And sent her markers and stuff like that. So last night or night before last, we were laughing about that. She says, it gives her something to keep her mind off of when she's home by herself.
Yeah. Thank you, Cotton Candy. I love you. Galen, please remember kids that age commit crimes, sometimes even murder. He just might play a bigger role than we realize. And that's true also, because I think I saw some people saying it's not possible because he has ADHD and because he's 15. Like, I don't know what planet you're on, but that does not make it impossible for you to be.
I talked to Candace about that yawning thing. She said, I have never, ever heard him doing that. She said, what that was, I do not know.
Guilt. That was guilt because he was lying.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the questions he was being asked, every time it was a question that he had to think about for a minute.
I noticed that too, and I was like, and I thought that Allie was doing signals.
He's off his meds. He just woke up. Quit.
Yeah.
Use common sense here.
I honestly think they're just trying to incriminate because they want some reward money, and they think that if one of them go down and they're helping incriminate, they're going to get their hands on some of that money. That's why I think there's so much digging at them.
Yeah, and
Allie, that's about lying.
Allie has her job. Allie's hours got cut back because of her taking off of work and everything. She hasn't lost her job, she said.
Wasn't the grandmother that was sat at the end of the table there?
The great-grandmother.
Oh, is that the great-grandmother? Because there's one
Yeah.
of theirs that isn't allowed to be left with her kids because of SA.
Right. So why, okay, supposedly Allie wasn't there to begin with, but yet she said she was because the great-grandmother is not allowed to be with kids by herself because of her past. So let's look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a, I don't know that video.
I mean, I think Candice actually did a kind thing by taking Hunter out because she knew that he doesn't get to go out very often because his mother can't be backside.
And Hunter had, you know, he didn't want to be there, and that's why she said, "No, I'm taking you home. You're not coming to the house." You know, I mean, there's more to that because Hunter watched a lot of videos, and why would he? The thing that got me was, why would he mute his phone to listen to the phone conversation, being suspicious when Summer was in the car? Yeah. The thing was, Candace had him mute his phone because of the music he had playing. She didn't want Summer hearing that stuff.
Yeah.
If I got a call saying one of my kids was missing and I was driving home for down in an area where maybe the kids are often playing in that shed, I'm going to go to the first thing first. That's why I feel like he went to the shed. I'll ask him and get what his answer is, but I feel like it would be, now you're getting a call, you're looking for your daughter, clearly she's not around the house, right? So let me look at the shed where the kids sometimes play on my way up the driveway. As simple as that, you guys. I'd be guilty of the same. I wouldn't drive right up to my driveway first. I'd probably be looking around the roads and where they dirt bike at. My kids dirt bike can have trails too, and there's sheds and stuff. So yeah, I'd be doing that too. I don't think that's out of the normal.
And with Summer being nonverbal, Summer is verbal. She can talk. The child can talk, and she does talk. Yeah, I've seen videos of her laughing, playing, talking, and everything. You know,
his title is Don Wells. I'm sorry. Sorry, Don. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw this. Someone tell you what Chris means with Don Wells' I'm sorry title. Because he's putting up things that he lied to Don about what the interview would be like and whatever, and he's incriminating. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, we'll all be watching, but I don't know. I don't know why he just for maybe he's sorry, or maybe he's sorry he's incriminating him on his platform. I'm sorry, but that's what he's doing. Absolutely.
Or it could just be clickbait.
Like Spirit Seeker squads. I mean, my youngest, she loved, what's his name? The rapper. Oh God, it was on the tip of my tongue then. And he swears a lot. I didn't let her listen to that when she was around me, but what she did when I wasn't around, you know. What's his name? The rapper. Come on, help me.
Which one? Pick one.
Yeah, which one?
Who? Eminem?
Eminem.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely listen to Eminem all the time. My daughter's 30.
Like, whoa,
you know?
I don't want to hear that. Yeah, but when she was on her own, she could listen to it. So, you know, Godzilla, I've never heard the
I mean, call me a bad mom, but I listened to it with my daughter, you know, things that she did, you know. She was a juggalette for a while and stuff. I knew what she was doing, you know. I mean, not all the time. You know, I mean, her best friend called me and told me she was cutting herself, and I went up to school and got her, and then I took her and had her committed for a week. And, you know, because there was problems going on with her because she had been SA'd, you know, and therapy and stuff like that, it was her way of release. Okay, but I listened. My daughter, I'm 50. My daughter's going to be 31. So she turned 31. I turned 51. Yes, I'm a mom, but I'm her best friend. We don't get along sometimes, but I know what's going on with her. She still lives with me, you know, and I know not everything she's doing all the time, but she can't lie to me because I find out.
Well, no, she wasn't saying to him not to play it around her. She just told them to be quiet because she had a phone call coming through. You know, when you've got kids in the background and you're trying to listen.
There was no phone call that came through. That's the problem.
Hey, Goodwin.
There was no phone call. She just told him to
I
turn
thought Candace said there
because he
was.
didn't want her daughter listening to it.
I thought Candace told Chris that Dawn did call her.
He did call her, but not at that time. He didn't say anything about a person on the property. The person on the property she knew about, and it wasn't that he was touching little kids because he was not up on their property at all.
Mm.
He
And
was
why
around
was
their
it
property.
called anyway?
He was
Hey,
around
lady. We have 8 minutes and CDT is doing a live. So,
Okay.
and if you guys want to hop over there
Yeah,
or whatnot, I'm going to be in the chat in a little bit there, and I'm going to change my show time. I don't know if I'm going to do it before him or tomorrow, but watch for that if you guys are watching for more of that. I'm going to change it right now. But CDT is going live in 8 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, guys, and we'll do this again soon, like tomorrow probably.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming up here. And I think all opinions, again, I just want to remind people that we have to have a fair, it's about bringing Summer home, and just incriminating and being nasty is
helping. Speculation getting out of hand.
Do that after she's back home safe. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I will be back on sometime soon. Okay.
Well, we want to get you up on our panel too to discuss, so.
Send me the links, girl. I'll be on.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, Sharon.
And thanks.